Welcome to February's Meme2Earn community Fireplace, where we'll kick back by the fire and have a little chat. We'll talk about Meme2Earn, meme of the day, tips, any new developments, crypto markets, and anything else, as well as answer any questions the community may have. Oh, and last but not least, we'll burn some tips. For those who may not know, Meme2Earn.com is a state-of-the-art revolutionary meme-to-earn platform built on the Neo N3 blockchain. On Meme2Earn, users can earn crypto in the form of our native token called tips by posting memes, commenting on them, and even just browsing through them. We've been around for over a year, and to date, over 9,000 users have posted over 75,000 memes, all of which having a total of over 5 million impressions. What's more is, every day we hold a new and unique meme contest we call Meme of the Day, where we send $420 every week to the best memes of the week. Other people, projects, and companies hold meme contests on Meme2Earn, as well as sponsor Meme of the Day contests. Our current Meme of the Day sponsors are ndap.org, Zatoxy, and Flamingo Finance. So let's get this thing started. I thought we could maybe kick this thing off with a little fun fact of the day. Did you all know that the TIPS token logo is a T for tips, but it's also an image of a flame? Did you guys know that?
I forgot about it.
I thought it was like T for tits, but
T for tits, yes, exactly. Yeah.
So when you look at the logo, does your mind jump think tips, T, or does it think about the flame?
The flame. For
the
me,
flame?
it is. Yes.
Interesting, because mine thinks about the T.
oops.
I think maybe it is like once you see it or once you decide, you only see that. So there's pictures like that where you can see two possible outcomes, and once your mind is just set on one thing, it's always going to see that.
I see the T, but I always, when I work on it, I just call it tits. I don't know. So that's really stuck with me. I guess it's like from the good old days when it was nudes, so I won't let that go that easy.
T for tits. Okay.
Be right back.
If anyone in the audience also wants to, hop on stage throughout this chat, feel free to. Let us know if you see a T or if you see a flame. Drop it in the chat too.
Yeah.
Looks like people are saying tips. People are saying looks like a flame, not T. Always looks like a flame. Oh, okay, cool.
So in the intro, you talk about not Meme2Earn, but Meme of the Day, and that has changed a little bit this week on how we do the payments. We have a new page now. I think it's working mostly now. Correct? We had a little bit technical issues in the beginning. Have there been any more issues, or are people happy with the new solution where you can almost immediately claim your rewards?
I don't think there's been any issues. I don't think there's any new issues. And I think it's a huge improvement. People have been enjoying, going and being able to just claim their rewards right away. Instead of, waiting for us to send them, now they can just go claim them.
Yeah, and it's nice to also look a little bit back also, so you can browse through the winners and what we have done earlier. I like it's more structured than just Discord messages. It's maybe even more important as we add maybe more login solutions in the end. Then people don't have to have all these different accounts like Discord and Twitter, and they can do everything on site.
Yeah, I know that I truly enjoyed, going to the new Meme of the Day week, like week 61, week 62, and being able to see the meme images right there as thumbnails, because that kind of piques my interest a little bit more. Whereas before, like you said, like as just a Discord announcement, I see the user names and I'm like, cool. And then I'll see like the titles of the memes and I'm like, cool. But I'm not going to go back through that meme of the day and like specifically scroll through all the memes to try to find the winners. And this way I can just like see the thumbnails, click on the meme and go be like, oh, that one won. Awesome.
Yes.
Really nice to have it all there. So good work on that.
Thank you. It's just me being a lazy programmer. I didn't want to manually pay all these payments and be late all the time, and it gives more value to our community members, I guess, as they can get the payments earlier. So me being lazy turns out to be a good thing.
Nice.
And I'm looking through some of the old memes now on week 64 with Joe Biden laser eyes. I still can't believe that that tweet and that it wasn't taken down. It was like actually serious.
No, but it wasn't for Bitcoin, right? It was for like Super Bowl.
It was for Super Bowl, but I don't think they knew what they did. And in retrospect, they should have, or at least now they know what they did. And as far as I know, it's still up. And maybe we in the crypto community think that we have some copyright on laser eyes. But I immediately felt like he's bullish on Bitcoin or something.
Yeah.
I could have sworn they got hacked or something, but
yeah, or I was looking at the parody account or something. So that's very memeable. I think we'll see a lot of more crazy things as we maybe approach election in the US. A lot of things to meme about, because when Joe Biden tries to up his like meme game, then there's something really crazy going on. I understand Trump, but he's trying to like maybe get on his level or match him or something. It's gonna be some funny times, I guess. I don't live in the US, so maybe you just think this is just crazy negative thing that these two guys are the only one to vote for, or maybe you think it's nice. But what's your take on it, Borwas?
My take on like voting for just two people.
Biden being more and more like trying to be relatable to young people on Twitter. Like you wouldn't see maybe Ronald Reagan doing something like that, right? So.
True. I think, I mean, in regards to that, it's probably just a sign of the times, of changing times, right? Back when Reagan was around, Twitter wasn't a thing. So now that, there's a lot of people on Twitter these days. In terms of like the laser eyes and trying to appeal to young people, I don't mind it. I get a kick out of it. But in my personal opinion, I try not to get too political, but I think he's just too old at this point to even be running again, let alone vote for him. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. So not to be political, then, do you think we'll see a lot of memeable events when we approach the election? Because it certainly feel like it's going to be a strange one.
Absolutely going to be a crazy one, because it's already getting crazy and it's only February. And Trump can pull some crazy stuff, and so can Biden. And it's funny because I was talking to Mr. Google on the phone yesterday, and we were talking about people that kind of get stuck in certain situations and moments and can't get over stuff. And I was like, people need to just get over things, because you need to realize that tomorrow is going to be a new meme of the day topic. We weren't
yes
meme of the day at all. Just kind of meme of the
But I agree with Crypto Babylon. America is a meme show, and at least for people outside, like seeing Biden just walking out of press conferences, don't finding the way. Like in Norway, you would be put in like elderly care if you were this bad.
Well, you would here too. That's why it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to be a politician. It's like,
Yeah, I don't know why he is, but
and now he's running again. Like in 4 years, he's like 130 something.
I
Close
know
to
it makes
approaching.
no sense to me. But who knows?
But like Trump isn't that much younger, and that's what scares me a bit when it comes to America. I think as you get older, the more stubborn you get because you have life experience, so you're not willing to listen to things, and in a society we live in now where everything changes so rapidly, I think it's really dangerous to have old men in these positions because they are really stubborn. They don't understand. It's easy for me to say that they don't understand a new technology, but they don't, because they didn't grow up with it. It's something that came later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same for me. I don't understand TikTok. I'm too old to understand it. It's like and these TikTok trends and stuff like that. So if I think it's really dangerous that you don't have younger politicians.
At least to elect
Yeah,
for.
I agree.
And yeah.
I think one of the reasons for that is that these older guys have built a following over the years, and then once a potential, a candidate has built the following, then it's always a free game. Or I could go vote for myself or for Mr. Google. Maybe not Mr. Google, he doesn't live here, but you know what I'm saying. But with these old guys with the followings, then what happens is, if I were to go vote for someone else, most people would consider that a wasted vote, because the old guys have the following, and they're most likely going, they're most likely going to lead their party and in the votes. So then people are like just voting for their party instead of voting for a person. So it's like, if I'm a Democrat, I'm going to go vote for Joe Biden because that's where everyone else is going to vote. And if I vote for someone else, then my vote was considered wasted. And that's not technically how it is, but that's just kind of how everyone feels about it, because it's like, I want a Democrat to win. I need to vote for the Democrat that will win or has the best chance of winning. Otherwise, I'm wasting my vote, and I might as well vote for the Republican guy. And that's kind of how.
But like, I think we should be really happy for it, because it really helps us on Meme2Earn.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think, like, in that sense, for the rest of us, we don't have to live there. So for the rest of us, it's just a good thing, because it's easy to make meme of the day.
Well, the thing also
imagination is also changed.
Yeah.
I think Wise is young now. It's different. When I picture a wise man, that old white bearded grandfather image does not come to my mind. They are boomers today. Everything gets older, but I think if there is something that gets younger, it's wisdom itself.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, when we kind of mock the US a little bit here, we do that, and it's like the popular or cool guy at school wears maybe a new jacket, and people think like, that's not so cool, but they try to like be different, and then like 5 years later you're wearing the same jacket. Like, this is at least for Europe, and
It's true.
yes.
So we just see what's coming here. Yeah.
Yes, you just mock it first, and then 5 years later you're doing exactly the same thing that they did first. So we're importing at least the culture from the US heavily to Europe.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. So yeah,
yes.
But enough of politics, I guess.
Yeah.
Who started?
Like now it's been snow and politics, and we're having a fireplace for a meme project. But I guess like everything is memeable.
I'm over here trying to talk about the logo of the token.
Yeah.
You guys can't stop talking about snow and President Biden.
Yeah, true.
Well,
true.
don't make meme of the days about Biden then. And the Super Bowl and everything American, like even Valentine's Day, that's an American holiday. So we need to be more Norwegian/Nigerian focused going forward, okay? So
what's going on? What's going on in Norway other than snow?
Nothing.
Politics? No. We're not going to talk Norwegian politics at all. So, yeah, we could talk about, of course, crypto regulations and stuff like that. But that's more of a Flamingo topic, I think. And
Yeah,
if you
but
guys wanna hear
let's talk about. I think didn't you share some? I don't know if you're gonna tell that, but you shared that some projects are holding some meme competition on Meme2Earn now. Not like a official competition like we have these competitions, but they reward the people that make memes for the project.
Yeah,
correct?
I was going to talk about a couple of them. Yeah, so I randomly just decided to Google Meme2Earn yesterday, just because I do that from time to time to see what the results show. And I found a random article posted on like a random outlet, I don't even remember the name, about this new token, Scroot Bucks. I don't know who the founder is. I've seen it a little bit, being mentioned on Twitter and all of that. And one of their tasks to give, an airdrop to their users is to post on Meme of the Day. I mean, on Meme2Earn, which is funny because they didn't have an official meme contest, like you said. They didn't sponsor Meme of the Day, and they didn't have even just a self-run contest. But still, they are getting their users to post on Meme2Earn, which is still a win for us. But they're the first project, or they may be the first project. There may have been a couple other projects in the past who kind of worked around, having an official meme contest by just asking their users to go post on Meme2Earn instead, which I think is totally fine. They don't get as much bang for their buck out of it. Well, I guess they get technically maybe a little bit more because they're not spending anything other than the airdrop. But they're not paying for a contest. They're not getting as much of the marketing from us or the announcements or the official page on Meme2Earn. But they are, getting some exposure from our users on Meme2Earn and all of that. So I'm actually going to reach out to them and ask them if they do want an official meme contest and see if we can work something out with them. That would be cool. And then we will have an actual big official meme contest kicking off tomorrow. So for those in the audience, you heard it here first. I can't give the exact name of the project, but I'm positive you've all heard of them before. They're a pretty big one. I can't give the exact. It's a big one. I can't give the name of the topic either. You'll have to find out when we make the announcement tomorrow, but keep an eye out because this one's going to be awesome.
Is it Satoshi?
Satoshi. Did you guys read any of those new Satoshi emails that came out?
Yeah, those are trippy.
See some screenshots from some of them. I haven't read them all. Yeah.
So I don't know. I still don't know to this day who Satoshi is, but I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple videos from McAfee, saying you need to look into how Satoshi writes. He is British. He uses all the British words as opposed to American English. So we know that he's British, or he pretends to be British. Also, he adds 2 spaces after every period. After every sentence, he adds 2 spaces. So there's little things like that where you can see who you may think is Satoshi and see in their writing if they do the same thing, and it might lead you to think. So they've got a whole list of guys that they're thinking Satoshi is now and who Satoshi isn't anymore.
But isn't it this Greg dude?
I don't think it's Greg.
It is Greg. So he
But,
could.
a 2 spaces thing is something from the 90s, because I remember when I was in type school, we had to type 2 spaces behind every point. It was a typing rule, but it
So
wasn't
you're
the
90s.
or maybe he's from around here somewhere, because it was a rule back then.
But this Greg dude, if he is Satoshi, why is he going through the legal system to prove it? Why can't he just log into his account on the forum and say that I'm Satoshi?
Oh, are you
Or
talking
move
about
some bitcoins?
Craig Wright?
Craig, yeah, Craig is, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the user Greg on
That's what I
Twitter.
thought too.
No.
Yeah, Craig Wright. I never thought that he was Satoshi, but he claims to be.
Yeah, but like, why do he go to the legal system and spend a lot of money on it? Is it just for fame?
Doesn't he have some kind of win if he managed to prove it or something? I can't remember the case correctly or what it is about, but I think he has some sort of win if he can somehow say that he is. I think maybe was it to attract people to his company or something, investment?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah, because he has a lot of bitcoins, and as like Crypto Babylon says, all he can do is just move one bitcoin from the wallet.
He launched
Why?
his own. Technically, didn't he launch his own version of Bitcoin at one point? Like SV Bitcoin, is that
yeah, maybe
correct?
that was the thing. Yeah, so that if he could prove it, then maybe it was like would be a big win for him, or not prove it, but like legally prove it. Then people would be more bullish on his new coin or something. I think that was the maybe narrative.
So,
yeah.
Okay, that's strange. So like, so I was anonymous, and the project went really well. So now I try to take all those users into more corporate things, so I can like. Doesn't Satoshi have like access to 1 million Bitcoin?
Well, fudge logic when it comes to him. I think that guy just want to figure out the way to earn more bucks. Yeah, the whole guy seems really fishy.
But like, I think it's Adrian or Atlas or Nidas or Bordeaux. I think maybe Nori, since he has 2 spaces.
Yeah, but
You know,
I think it's odd because it's if he really does it, it was a rule, and I still remember that it was discontinued some years later, and I thought, damn, all those second spaces are now wasted space. But
Literally.
yeah,
Ancient rules. Huh?
Wasted
I remember
space.
getting in like arguments. One of my first jobs as a technical writer, I was working for a small engineering firm, and they were all up until I got there using the 2 spaces, and I'd argue with them all day long, every day about these 2 spaces things, because that's how it was, like where they came from, but like that's not how it is now. And I was always like, well, you guys hired me as your writer, and I'm telling you that we don't do that anymore. And they would just hold me to it. And so I would submit reports to them with 1 space after every sentence, and they would go back in and add a second space after all of my sentences, just because that's how, stubborn they were about it. It was so funny.
The guys needs an update. Huh?
you know what's weird in those emails though, like in the Satoshi ones, he always refers to, I guess, himself or whatever as we. Like he always says, we need to make changes to the Bitcoin protocol. We think this. So kind of almost sounds like it's like a team of a few guys or something.
But would
Could
they
be,
be
yeah.
able to like keep silent for so long?
I mean, apparently, but it's pretty.
Yeah, but
pretty
like
weird.
one person can do it. I agree. But like, if it's 2, 3, or 4 people,
It's harder, at least, to have a company of people that would.
Stay anonymous.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe he was saying we, like referring to like the whole community back then, or like the community of devs, or people who were involved with Bitcoin back then. I mean, obviously not everyone was on the team, quote unquote, or anything, but I don't know, I'm just trying to think
everyone helping. We need
It's
to.
strange
Yeah.
that if you never say I think we should, like as in I have a personal opinion on something. If you never do that, that's strange. I'm not sure that is what Somniway was saying, that he never said that, but because I haven't read through them all. But if that is the case, that he never uses I, then that's kind of strange.
Maybe it's a group of aliens.
Yes, set to help
Now we're
us.
getting there.
Yeah, because they saw how the monetary system evolved, and it's like you're gonna die if you continue down this way. You're gonna wage wars and everything, and cryptocurrency was the salvation.
Yeah, maybe they invented it. Didn't invent it, but they took it here from elsewhere. Could be.
So if you're more religious than a scientist, then maybe you could say it was God that gave us Bitcoin. Okay, so then
And
Makes sense.
and Meme2Earn. So every religious person should meme and buy Bitcoin and tips.
Correct.
Not financial advice, not religious advice either.
I doubt aliens use any form of money. Yeah, but like, how do they exchange with each other?
That would be all aliens are communists.
Yeah.
My opinion is that money is a form of energy. So
Yeah,
I
of
guess
course it is.
aliens would be heavily dependent on energy. So they would trade energy more in a pure form, maybe, than money. But that's a type of currency, I guess. If
And Bitcoin,
Yeah, but like
Or energy
that's why we have money, or like
Bitcoin is a type of energy in money.
yeah.
it's,
So that's why,
more
like,
pure than a
it's
lot of others. So
it's hard for me as an apple farmer to buy houses with 50,000 apples, because who wants 50,000 apples to sell their house? But it's easier for me to sell 50,000 apples and get some money, and then use that money to buy your house. And I just exchanged my energy or my production into a house, and basically just energy. It's just like I spent an hour of my energy to do this, and now I have an IOU that I can use elsewhere. The issue is that the government is just printing free energy. So you have to spend even more energy to just keep your IOUs valuable.
or maybe that currency just isn't based on energy, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really you have a barrel of oil that's like energy. You can calculate it. Even building a house, it takes that many man hours, and the property has some kind of value. You have to work that many hours for it. But with currency that we have fiat, that's when you can print it. Is it really based on energy? Nah, we just feel like it is, and we expect it to be. But in reality,
It's not at all. It's just, yeah. That's the issue with it. That's the main issue with it, that they can print free energy. And
what I'm
that
saying
makes
is
you work more.
Tips has a fixed supply, okay? You need this. Tips has a fixed supply. It's perfect. And we should convince like the US and others to
You
use
use
it.
the TIPS standard.
Yes, the tips.
They need to have monthly fireplaces and actually burn USD rather than just print it.
Yes,
More and more of it.
exactly. We're doing the opposite.
Always do the opposite of what the US does. You'll win. I've always kind of viewed money as, kind of like sort of like a form of energy, but also freedom, right? The more you have of it, the more free you tend to be. And
But you need to.
Not all aspects.
Because you need to differ between money and currencies.
Yes.
Because money is something else than a currency. So if you have money like gold or Bitcoin, the more you have, the more free you are. If you have currency, the more you have, the more you need to work to keep its value.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like if you have no money, you can't even drive to the next state over because you can't afford the bus ticket. So if you have some money, you can go. I could go to Norway right now, but with no money, I can't.
Yes, and you exchange it into energy along the
Having
way.
more money allows me more freedom to do what I want. If I have a ton of money, I can buy my own helicopter and fly right to Norway, like no questions asked.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you put that money into a savings account for 30 years, and let's say today you could buy a house with it, in 30 years you can buy a Big Mac.
Yeah, yep.
So that energy will evaporate along the way if you don't spend it. That's why the currency isn't holding a value, but money is holding value. Money is energy, but currency isn't energy.
Like in the extreme example, like you did with apples, you can see that they will rot and lose their value. So you can't really store it using that. And to a degree, you have the same with fiat currency that is government issued and can be printed. Like the Swiss franc was one of the last to go off the gold standard and go with fiat currency and start to print money themselves. And like after the franc, the Swiss franc, then like basically every fiat currency has been like apples to a certain degree. Some more than others, and the dollar has been the best because that is, like, for me as a Norwegian, that is my reserve currency. The dollar is my reserve currency. You live by your own reserve currency, so you're kind of lucky that way, in that sense. You win against every other currency, and that's
America is just printing money. Norway isn't printing that much money, but still, Norwegian kroner is down 40% versus the dollar over the last 10 years. But US have printed $33 trillion. And I would say Norway hasn't printed any money other than actually gaining in GDP. So yeah, and that's the only reason US can do that is because it's the reserve currency of the world, and they can just make more.
And to be fair, it's kind of nice to pay some tax to America because they protect us.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
as a NATO member, I should say that we don't Norway don't reach our military goals, and at least like there is some kind of world sheriff keeping its what should you say, eyes out, and maybe we can stay safe here from the Russians. But we're going into politics again, and I don't mean to.
But I like the comment from Crypto Babylon. Like, my bet is on the yuan, future reserve currency. Actually, I was speaking about this today, that I think the future reserve currency is Bitcoin. It will be a way to get there, but I think we will keep the fiat system, but not as fiat. But I think like you will keep the euros, you keep the dollars, but they will be backed by Bitcoin, so they will have a fixed exchange rate. But then we can keep like our plastic cards and stuff like that, because Bitcoin is too hard. I don't see a future where it's easy enough. It's hard to say now because all of a sudden someone is making it easy, but it's easy to use as a settlement between banks and countries and for larger trades, but it's hard to use as a settlement layer for coffee. So that's why I think like we already have these terminals, we have plastic cards, we have all that kind of stuff. And I just think that we see it in Argentina and we see it in other countries where the economy has collapsed, that they start to go back to this old Bitcoin standard, not the gold standard, but the Bitcoin standard. And they still use their fiat, but then it's backed by Bitcoin instead. And then they can do settlements between bigger entities. So I think like that's the way that makes most sense for me. I don't say it's going to happen the next year, but I think it's going to happen in the future. Emerge, basically.
Yeah, either by need that it's necessary, or by tactics that other people also see this future and slowly change to it. I'm not sure which is going to go first, because with Argentina, it was maybe need-based.
Need-based, yeah. I think it's need-based. I think people start to understand what inflation is. People start to feel the pain. Even in the Western countries, people start to feel the pain, start to see that their money is losing purchase power. And basically what's happening is that you have to work more for less. So once you get enough younger people in, and once you get enough suffering, people won't trust that those experts saying that printing $33 trillion is okay.
That's why it needs to be meme-based.
Yeah, because dollars and fiat currencies are just the same as Luna. It's based on trust. You need to trust it for it to have value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is based on energy. You don't need to trust Bitcoin for it to have value. It has value in the cost it has to produce a Bitcoin.
Yeah, and your proposal, Bordois, is to go to meme-based economy.
Meme-based currency, yeah, that's a good one.
Trying to always pull it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, but like this is at least crypto related. So
Oh yeah. No. Go on. I try to just insert like Meme2Earn joke here and there, but
But we are also going to burn some memes. I've checked the meme burn that is queued up from site usage, and it's not that much compared to what we usually do, but we need to add on top from participation, right?
yeah, we usually burn more because of the NFT sales, but now that we're sold out,
Yep.
we won't be burning for the NFT sales anymore. But yeah, we can add 50 billion for each audience member. There's 12.
Yep, I'll do that calculation.
Nice. I will answer. Crypto Babylon really likes the topic, so that's nice. The thing with Bitcoin becoming stable, it's like stable against what? I think Bitcoin will grow in value, in purchasing power every day. Like, of course, we will have this dollar thing compared, but once you're off that dollar standard, Bitcoin has a fixed supply, and it costs a lot of money to produce a Bitcoin, and you cannot just throw more money in to produce more. Like if gold now goes to $10,000, I will promise you that like we will see a 10x in people trying to find gold, and we will find more gold. So like the only reason gold holds its value that much is because it's hard to find, but we can find more. If we invest more money in it, we will find more. You can invest as much money you would like into making more Bitcoins or mine Bitcoins, but you will still just get your share of the 900 daily minted Bitcoin. The mint won't increase. So that's why it's impossible for it to keep like a low value, and that's why it will increase in value over time, because the stock to flow will always go down.
I am with you on that. I totally agree.
So yeah, but it's like in the future. It's and what's cool now, what I'm really hyped about when it comes to Bitcoin is that we saw $1 billion in trading volume on BlackRock ETF. And what people, I said it here many times before as well, like Bitcoin needs to become a different asset class for money to enter. We can't have like huge billionaires joining Bitcoin now because they would move the price 10x just by like putting some of their assets into Bitcoin.
Just smelling at it.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
So
would move the price. So yeah.
To think about it, like say that you have $100 and you want to make some dollars, and every day you make $100. So that's like your salary for working. But now instead of working, you will start to invest in this crypto space. But the market cap of that currency is $10. So you take your $100 and invest it in. No, you will have huge losses. And for you to have any gains that matters to you because you're used to making $100 a day is not possible when the market cap is that small. And the same goes for Bitcoin. When the market cap is that small, when the volume is that little, the big players aren't interested in playing because they don't want to make $2 million a day. They want to make 20 or 200 because that's what they do now. So for them to move into Bitcoin, Bitcoin needs to 10x.
I agree with all that, but you also have to remember that at least here in America, I'm not sure how it is elsewhere. The people in power don't want Bitcoin to become normal. They don't want Bitcoin to become that asset class you're talking about. They don't want Bitcoin to become the global currency.
They're replacing the dollar.
Exactly. So that's why it's going to take a long time to happen, in my opinion. Because
now look at it now, it's drying up. We have this perfect storm right now where we have entities buying over 10,000 Bitcoin every day, and there are only 900 made.
I think, even though the people in power don't want it to happen, I think it's inevitable anyway, and they're going to have
inevitable.
to realize.
Yeah, and I think, just my thoughts, and I've been on this for a while now on this channel, like in the Fireplace. But like we have this perfect storm where we now see a lot of demand, and that's what's nice with Bitcoin, that even though the demand 100x, the supply is still the same. And in 50 days, it's half of that. It doesn't matter how huge the demand is. Like in Norway, we have oil. We always had oil, but there were never any value of taking that oil until the price of oil were $35. So until the price of oil were $35, there wasn't any value for us to become a huge supplier of oil. But as soon as the value of oil went up, then all of a sudden Norway started to flood the market with new fresh oil because now it was profitable to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing with Bitcoin. You can't like mint 10,000 more. It's impossible to mint 10,000 more just because enough people want it. You can make more cars, you can make more oil, you can make more gold to a degree, but you can't make more Bitcoins.
Yeah, and you can
No,
see
you
it
can't.
like the you can see in the oil market, like you said, Mr. Google, that all of a sudden it becomes valuable to extract that type of oil. You can see it with fracking, you can see it in the Norwegian coast, you can see it in different places, and I think it's the same also with Bitcoin in that regards, but you can't find more. Like it becomes more valuable, like you say, and then larger players will enter because we're running out of cheap oil in the world, but we're also running out of cheap Bitcoin, as you can see right now. And when you do that, more players enter. When you're running out of
Think
cheap
about the
stuff.
FOMO, like hitting 60K now. Think about all those people. Like in Norway now, Bitcoin is all-time high. So there's not a single Norwegian person that have lost money on Bitcoin.
If they buy with kroners, Norwegian kroners. Yeah. Yes.
And
Yeah,
it's the same for most countries. Most countries in the world actually are all-time high Bitcoin now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So that's pretty insane. Like just in 4 years, Bitcoin is still $10K away from all-time high, but in my currency is diluted that much that like we're at an all-time high now.
Which is interesting, right? Because of, like you said, like how much money the USA is printing, and it's still more powerful. Like it's still not losing value like some other currencies are against it.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
every other currency is backed by the dollars.
Right.
So if we devaluate the dollar in Norway, we devaluate our own currency.
Right.
So we can't. We just need to accept that America is taxing us 5 to 10% a year by printing more dollars.
And so you have to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, of course. But like it's insane that. But now we see that the dividend, what's it called? Treasuries market is drying up in America. It's like it doesn't produce any yield. And it's looked at as like the safest thing you need to have in a fund's portfolio. But now they're starting to lose money on owning American debt. So
it's scary and bullish.
yeah, because they're looking for a new safe haven, but Bitcoin needs to be big enough. So think of the day someone did a calculation. If BlackRock says that 2% of their main ETF should hold, like a fund should hold Bitcoin, 2% of the fund is Bitcoin. And some of the other players, I think like the price of Bitcoin need to be $1.5 million just for them to hold it.
And usually when I have that discussion with people, they say, "Nah, can't be. It's not possible. There would be so many rich people. Bitcoin holders would be."
It's so few crypto people. We're just like this niche.
In reality, we're a niche. We're a group of. Can we say Degans? Is that correct? Degans for us? I'm not sure if I use that correctly.
Yes, actually, a lot of times I think veganism has more exposure to the general population than Bitcoin or crypto. If I go ask anyone on the street if they know what veganism is and can explain it, they will be able to. But if I ask what Bitcoin is and can explain it, they will not be able to. So even crypto is even less of even more of a niche than veganism for sure. At least here.
Yeah, no, but it's the same here as well. It's like Atlas asked me earlier today, how many people do you know that owns 1 Bitcoin? And I know 2 people.
And also, that's the way it should be, because you shouldn't talk about how much crypto you own.
No, but still
first
like
rule of
no, but still like
Bitcoin.
one Bitcoin,
yeah.
like 1
Yes,
Bitcoin.
yes.
How many people do you know that owns 1 Bitcoin? And
Or suspects, maybe.
yeah, it's really few.
Yeah.
So that many people
You
wouldn't
still
be
have
that.
females choosing $100 over 1 Bitcoin. Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah, but that's 100, and the other one is 1.
Exactly.
That's like asking a 3-year-old. Yeah.
But it was funny when they paid out for like the StarCraft tournament. They paid $100 to the winner, $50 to second place, and I think it was like 100 Bitcoin to third place.
Yes. Crazy to think about. And
Crazy.
usually that's the comparison when like you say, Bitcoin could be worth millions of dollars, or at least above 1 million. The people who say like, well, that's impossible, that's crazy, it would be the same when Bitcoin was $300.
Yeah.
If you say 60, above 60,000, they would say you're crazy. But again, like, here we are. Who knows the future?
But look at the markets. 30 cents. A guy said like on $30, he said, "Oh, I'm so dumb. I didn't invest some of my life savings into Bitcoin when it was 30 cents." And that was $30 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So he's dumb now for not doing it on $30.
and nothing on this AMA/podcast is financial advice, just a disclaimer. So
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about what we're bullish on.
But I hope everyone in this space is crypto bullish. Of course, this is like specifically Bitcoin bullish, but that's good for crypto in general.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like it's the wrong place to be if you're like, I hate crypto, crypto's stupid. Yeah. But no financial advice.
I think Somnium Wave's comment in the chat actually is financial advice.
Let me see. Might be the strongest advice.
Yeah.
We need to find some kind of waterfall for the females. So, okay.
Dude, Laser, did you get the final calculation to burn some tips?
Yeah, $158, roughly.
So almost a trillion.
Almost 821 billion.
Want to round it up to 1 trillion?
I can.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
And I'll just add, so I had in my notes what I do burn, extra bonus burn tips. And I'll add some sort of number here to make it 1 trillion exactly. And I'll soon do the actual burn.
I think Crypto Babylon did some poking around earlier, and he said that around 104 trillion tips have been burnt so far. So now we're looking at 105.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a good number.
And there might be events in the future where we do more massive burns, but we need to save a little bit on the firecrackers as well, and what we do with
it's been stupid if we burn like 20% of the supply or something before the bull market, before we have some huge projects, before we have a lot of hype.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the treasury is used in a meaningful way anyway. So like when anything should be used from the treasury, it is to increase the exposure or value of the project. So that isn't the right, like really dangerous supply. to have that sitting still.
No. No, it's not. It's not like circulating supply.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So
We got
I
5
can-
minutes left.
But you're gonna like burn it, send it to like a black hole and not to zero address.
Yes. As always.
Or- You could just send it to me.
That's the same as burning it.
Yes. Because
Yes.
you lose your
True, I mean,
wallets and you lose your
I
rings
never
and you
sell,
lose
so-
your.
You lost like 3 Neo rings.
So I'm confident that you will lose the tips if I send it to you, correct?
Yeah, send it to me. And I'll just drop them in the elevator at Consensus with
Yes.
Somnium Wave.
All right. Trying to do some burn right now. Transaction submitted. Hopefully we should see something reflected on chain soon. Do you want to do the countdown?
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Let's burn some tips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burn! 1 trillion tips. On forever.
Do your best gifts in the general. Chat.
Yeah, I love that one I sent. It's the funniest one. I want the game.
Let me go check. Looks like we
I
got
want
3
the-
minutes left. We got to hop over to the Flamingo Finance Community Lagoon AMA. So if you guys want to hear more about snow and U.S. politics, then join us over there. And yeah, just one last comment here. You heard it here first. We're moving from Tascom back to Zealy starting on March 1st. So for those who participate in those kind of marketing, social engagement endeavors, then definitely keep your eye out for some announcements. And we'll be moving back to Zealy soon. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks to the team for letting me know how cold it is in your country. Thanks to Zatroff for sleeping on the couch. And yeah, we'll see you all.
Perfect
Come on,
roundup.
man.
I love it.
Sorry about
All right.
that.
See you guys
Bye,
in a
everyone.
month. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye bye.
See you all.